Hello, the web. Welcome to the premiere episode of Nibs and Jay's Pop Culture Pawsitivity, where my best friend Jay
Yo.
and me, Nibs, discuss everything pop culture. We here, although honest in our discussions, will only discuss the things we enjoy. We all have our own drama to take care of, so we don't want to clutter the world with more judgment and just put our energy into what we love and enjoy. I mean, you want drama, just ask this guy and his dead pancreas.
It's true. This freeloading organ and its non-production of insulin can go straight to hell.
Straight to hell.
Now, that's not to say criticism isn't good to have, but our mission is to uplift those that uplift us with their work and try and share all of the things that give us happiness.
We believe this world is full of wonderful things to see and experience, and of course, filled with a massive amount of beautiful people like yourself.
Absolutely. And no, if your opinion differs from ours, that we respect it with the utmost regard and think of it with just as much validity as our own. But we don't want you to take this into some sort of argument territory. Instead, take your energy out there and spread it like we're doing into the things that you enjoy.
Every pop culture opinion is on a level playing field. So just know, if you barge into these comments telling me to go and shove a hot rod up my... Basically, if that's your opinion, go ahead and have it. It's no skin off my back. Well, I mean, I don't have skin because I'm a puppet, but still, I assure you I have a level opinion right back. But won't feel the need to say it.
That's right. And just as the holy videos of Futurama have foretold, just because you have ocean madness, it's no excuse for ocean rudeness. So without further ado, we have an adrenaline fuel thrill ride of an episode today because we're discussing the McFarlane The Suicide Squad DC Multiverse action figure set, the Target exclusive Blu-ray of the Suicide Squad film, and all 6 issues of Suicide Squad King Shark.
That's right. We're doing themed episodes. Take note, if you're looking for the discussion of a certain product, just check the description for links, my friends. But for now, if you all are ready, glue your to your seats like you're Inspector Clouseau as a phone inspector, because it's about to go off.
It's Nibs
That's me.
and Jay
That's you.
on Pop Culture Pawsitivity. Nibs
Hey, Nibs.
and Jay
Hey, Jay.
on Pop Culture Pawsitivity.
Okay, first off, let's get to the figures. We got our paws on all 4 of the regular figures here, which together actually make 5.
Bogo.
Well, not really. You have to buy 4 to get the 5th figure. Also, how the hell did you make that noise?
So, it's like a blowout sale?
Oh, come on. You know these were full price. We don't have the connections to get things at a blowout sale discount.
My cousin was once fed Taco Bell and he had a pork blowout.
Oh, sweet Mary Mother of May Day. Anyway, together this series actually makes 8 figures, because Bloodsport, Peacemaker, and King Shark all have variant figures. Bloodsport and Peacemaker each come without their helmets, and King Shark comes with a variant with a bloody mouth.
We just have the main 4, so let's take a closer gawk at those.
Polka Dot Man is my personal favorite of the bunch. Real name Abner Krill, also known as Mr. Polka Dot at times. This crazy character is primarily a Batman villain through the years and obviously has been the brunt of many a joke. The movie gave him an original backstory, and David Dastmalchian's performance makes him a much more tragic and relatable character in tone, which definitely worked as it made me love one of the most bizarre characters in all of fiction.
The figure itself stands 7 inches in height, with a good posability, having 22 movable joints, as does every figure in the series. But some lack the use of some articulation points, so Polka Dot Man and Bloodsport pose and look the best while doing it. For accessories, he has removable goggles, an open and closed wristband for the right arm, and polka dot shooting accessory, his trading card, and a DC stand.
Only downside is, I think the likeness to David Dastmalchian could be a bit better. Otherwise, the figure has fantastic posability and especially great detail on the entire costume, which if you're a cosplayer like myself, could help a ton in designing your own suit, which works for all of these figures.
Warning, warning, warning. Be careful if you buy him first, or plan to buy him singularly, because he comes with King Shark's head, and those eyes will melt your heart and wallet immediately, so you buy the rest of them.
Next, we'll look at Bloodsport. Right off the bat, I believe DC decided to not have guns with any toys they make from now on, so characters like Bloodsport and Peacemaker actually have swords. It still works if you have a collection like Nibs and myself, because you won't be short of guns that each character can actually use from other McFarlane figures. Thanks, Bloodshot! Bloodsport has had a few incarnations throughout the years in his battles, mostly against Superman. But here we have Robert Dubois, portrayed by Idris Elba.
This figure is a little over 7 inches and has the full range of his 22 points of articulation. The detailing on his armor is fantastic, showing off all those cool removable weapon accessories he sadly can't use. And with his full posability, he definitely shines as one of the higher quality figures of this series. I especially like that skeleton or xenomorph-like mouth there. Nice looking, Bone Daddy. For accessories, he has 2 swords, which may require some restructuring out of the package to look a little bit less warped. He also has his trading card and DC figure stand, as well as coming with Cane Shark's hard-shelled upper torso to connect the head and bottom gut. That may be an easy-to-forget accessory if you get him alone, but as you can see. Third is Harley Quinn. The former therapist Harley Quinzel turned into a psycho by her patient Joker. She originated from the brilliant Batman the animated series by the lovely Tara Strong. But Margot Robbie has absolutely perfected this role as a live-action version across 3 different films, and I love each of her new looks in this film.
Agreed. We have another great figure here, but I have seen some major paint mistakes on the face of the figure, from crooked eyes to thin lips. So if you can take a look at the selection of figures, make sure to find the best, and it will be quite a well-done representation of Margot Robbie.
Another problem with this figure I've noticed, with other DC Multiverse ones as well, is the joints on figures with bare skin leave a lot to be desired. Harley isn't as bad as she has smaller limbs to work with, but let's just say, you'll see.
The figure's just short of 7 inches, with a good range of flexibility, but the dress does prevent the right leg from much movement outside of the foot. For accessories, she comes with Javelin's javelin.
Gross.
No, you weirdo. Javelin's literal javelin, not his little javelin, like the reason his name's Javelin type of javelin.
What?
What? So Harley also comes with King Shark's legs and shorts, as well as the standard trading card and DC figure stand. Then last of the boxed figures, we have Peacemaker. Originally not even a DC character, Peacemaker's had a few different people take up the mantle. The version in the Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker TV show is Christopher Smith, portrayed fantastically by John Cena.
My personal favorite. Okay, so it's mostly because this was the only child-size Halloween costume they had in stock at the store today.
Oh, come on, there's no way they made child-size costumes. And plus, it's March. No store even has Halloween costumes anymore.
Well, they didn't make these in kid sizes, thank you very much. But I made them. All for the sake of peace, of course. I just can't figure out how to hold this darn gun.
Oh. Sweet zombie Jesus, man. I mean, the costume's fantastic and all, but let me just Now, if you would like to continue.
Oh, sure. The Peacemaker figure has a pretty spot-on likeness to the good old Invisible Man John Cena, even with just the mouth and eyes. The suit also has fantastic detail and the posability is great, but the biggest downfall to all the figures comes in Peacemaker's arms.
That's right, Nibs. As his shoulder joints have such abnormally huge gashes when trying to close, it leaves you wanting to keep his arms positioned open just to prevent his unsightly joints. Outside of that issue, the figure comes equipped with the sword he has a few times in the film, King Shark's arms, and of course the standard card and stand. Sadly, the figure doesn't play Wigwam.
Scotch my cowza! Oh, sorry. Just trying to figure this one out now.
Just how many guns can one cat purchase?
As many as Walmart would allow.
Well then, we're all
The
fucked.
last figure we have to talk about is the Build-A-Figure of King Shark. He is an absolute highlight of the whole series, and he does come with some dangers and downsides to his beauty, though. He's a hefty figure when he's all put together, towering over the other figures at 9 inches with his fin.
With a near-perfect figure of our friend Nanu, he is extremely limited in his leg movements due to having the solid plastic pants. And one must actually really watch the use of the softer plastic around the hard upper body. Too much friction or pressure can easily cause scratches on the head and lower gut.
Each piece you get of the figure just makes him seem better and better. But when you have the full figure, you'll definitely know it's absolutely worth tracking down all 4 figures. Or you could just buy the 5-figure box set, which, gets you the bloody variant, and King Shark comes with his own trading card. Next we'll be discussing the Target exclusive Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy pack of the Suicide Squad film. This pack comes with the standard Blu-ray DVD and an open-windowed package to customize with 13 two-sided collectible character cards. With the movie logo, Peacemaker, Bloodsport, Harley Quinn, King Shark, Ratcatcher 2, Polka Dot Man, Rick Flag, Captain Boomerang, Weasel, Savant, Waller, and the Thinker.
Definitely love those prints. They kind of give me flashbacks to the beautiful 3D Blu-ray pack of Rogue One that Target had as an exclusive as well. I do kind of wish this was the 4K option of the Blu-ray, because the Blu-ray DVD, at least with the Rogue One, it was the 3D Blu-ray option. So with this, if it was the 4K, it would have kind of seemed a bit better for the price range that this was. But the Blu-ray still looks great at its 132-minute runtime, and I think the packaging itself is well worth the price if you can get a hold of the Target exclusive edition.
The special features include a delightful and insightful director's commentary from director James Gunn, which, although he didn't actually take any notes for, it offers a fantastic study of the film and a behind-the-scenes knowledge that's anything but boring.
On top of the top-notch commentary, you get a trio of movie trailers in the style of an 80s buddy cop film, a horror movie style, as well as a classic war movie style, as well as multiple scene breakdowns and a bunch of behind-the-scenes special features like The Way of the Gun about James Gunn's style of filmmaking, Starro, It's a Frickin' Kaiju, all about the making of Starro, that crazy one-eyed starfish villain. You got Gotta Love the Squad, all about the conception of the characters from John Ostrander's origins in the comic books up until James Gunn's film. You have the bringing King Shark to life, all about the special features and bringing him from the artwork from the stand-in of Steve Agee to the addition of Sylvester Stallone's voice and the CGI. And of course, you also get a gag reel and a bunch of deleted and extended scenes on top of everything else that you get with the movie. It's a fantastic bunch of great special features.
Altogether, you have just over an hour and a half of special features. The movie itself is, of course, a great watch, and although some characters differ from their comic book counterparts, and others like TDK were actually made for the film, the spirit behind all of it and a stew of the Easter eggs just shows the entire comic book love abounding within this production.
Definitely one of the most fun comic book movies I've seen to date, and the Peacemaker show that follows is just as fun and fantastic.
You know, I thought a Nerf one would be a little easier to handle.
Just about done with the guns then?
Well, sure, but just like the figures, I'll move on to swords.
Next, we're going to talk about the DC Comics series Suicide Squad King Shark. If you can believe it, this is actually his first self-titled series. It's written by the awesome Tim Seeley, with whom I've thoroughly enjoyed a lot of his work, including Bloodshot and Injustice vs. Masters of the Universe. On art, we have Scott Collins, who's worked on a few favorites of mine as well, including The Thing Freak Show and the Black Lightning Hong Kong Phooey one-shot. On colors, we have John Coolidge, who I know did fantastic cover work on the Future Quest series, and then we have Wes Abbott on lettering, who also happened to letter the Injustice vs. Masters of the Universe series with Tim Seeley, as well as other favorites like the Lost Batman 66 Two-Face script and the Catwoman and Sylvester and Tweety crossover special.
No, we don't want to spoil anything here, so no major details, just the basics. The series itself focuses on the villain Defacer teaming up with King Shark, as he goes to fight in the Wild Games. Now that's an old tournament where gods of different species fight for control of the planet. Amanda Waller finds out the two have diverted from their normal task force-esque duties, so she sends the Suicide Squad after them to, well, disastrous results.
As King Shark makes his way through the tournament, he faces huge personal losses outside of the battles themselves. He gains new allies, but he also gains new enemies aplenty. He has to question himself and his friendships along the way. It's a great character study of King Shark, and it leads to a more positive outlook for all of the characters, including him, going forward in the comic universe.
King Shark is a lot more outspoken than, say, his movie counterpart here, and more of a mix of Sly Sloane's movie version and Ron Funch's animated version, finding a happy mix of them in the middle ground, but both fun and brutish. The first self-titled series for the character shows he's not only ripe for some fun storytelling, but some oddball team-ups. But truthfully, it just shows how absolutely crazy it is he didn't have his own series long ago.
Man, did we finally make it through a segment? I thought we weren't going to make it through anything without at least some interrupt. Now let's go to everybody's favorite segment, Mail. Let's say hello to our new friend, Mr. Mail, here to bring us our letters.
Will we make new friends? Will we get cool art? Will we get a Jerry Sons to tell the world apart? Mail. Hello, Jay.
Hello, Mr. Mail. What wonderful surprises have you brought for us today?
I'm so splendiferously excited that you asked, Jay. Let me just grab my...
He's got a gun!
My life.
Not Mr. Mail!
It may be a bad time, but can I ask why Mr. Mail? I mean, we get the idea he's a man with just a Mr. part, but why does his name need to also be Mail? Oh, like a mailbox. Okay, I get it. But you know I did you a favor. You know to count out now mailboxes so we had more room for corn.
That is true.
Plus, everyone's emailing, texting, or even like and subscribing to YouTube channels below. And leaving comments that otherwise won't show up from the mail.
Well, I mean, he was bringing us the cartoon of the day.
Oh, I didn't tell you? I got that days ago.
What?
Yeah, my brother Dolph sent it here earlier with his magic string.
Well, that just raises further questions.
Look out!
You can keep your guns.
Well, if that's it, that'll be all from us, my fine feathered web surfers out there on the net of Inter. So enjoy the cartoon, and remember,
Be kind, love often, respect always, because we can all do better.
Little more now. Gorgeous. Yeah, gorgeous, you're on. No, not yet. Oh, frick! Hello, non-plastic-based life form. I'm Woody, one half of Valiant Comics Quantum and Woody. Not really, though, as that red-haired guy before Frankenstein, me, and a few of my friends here together. You know, since certain toy makers haven't gotten around to us yet. Those figures I and others all live in J-Rob's toy box. We plastic Americans here are shy and humble few. Holy hell, are you naked?
And super strong.
Obviously owned by a mature man, but here are his 4 cats. Mort, a recent homeless rescue, Bella, the perfect girl, Gandalf, the magic wizard, and the best living thing ever, Nibbler. This is a dive into the mind of a man who owns and consumes more media than God 1 and 2 combined. Because of this, he is legally condemned by the space boat. As you can see, unlike me, since my eyes are plastic, these little skits you'll see are filled with iconic characters such as my valiant friends like Jub and Davy the Mackerel? Okay, we must have gotten some better guests out there. Seriously, Jar Jar Binks and Howard the Duck. I can't believe this. So what am I, some sort of joke to you, huh?
No. These are just some of my favorite characters. If you'd like, I could bring in MODOK and Ginger Dead Man instead.
Oh, screw the whole thing.
It's Nibs
Me.
and Jay
That's you.
on Pop Culture Positivity.